Hi everyone, I'm Shubham Jhanwar. We are discussing JEE Advanced 2022 Paper 1 and the question for this video is this. Let alpha be a positive real number. Let there be a function f defined from all real values to all real values, and there be a function g defined from alpha open to infinity to all real values. Be the functions defined by f of x equal to sine of pi x by 12 and g of x is equal to 2 log by c root x minus root alpha divided by log by c e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha. Then the value of limit extending to alpha plus f of g of x is. So here f of x is sine of pi x by 12. So it is continuous everywhere. So limit extending to alpha plus f of g of x, you may simply write as limit extending to alpha plus g of x, which is in turn input to the function f. Yeah. So now let's concern ourselves with this expression limit extending to alpha plus g of x. So what we have is, if you consider limit extending to alpha plus g of x, if you see carefully, in numerator and denominator, the input to log terms in both numerator and denominator is tending to 0. So that means it is minus infinity by minus infinity form, and you can use L'Hopital. So having used L'Hopital to find this expression, numerator when you differentiate it becomes 2 by root x minus root alpha times derivative of you may use chain rule, derivative of root x minus root alpha is some constant, some value, root x derivative you can multiply. So it becomes what, 1 by 2 root x divided by derivative of denominator, so to speak. So here you get e to the power root x minus e to the power root alpha, e to the power chain rule, e to the power root x multiplied by 1 by 2 root x, yeah. So here you may cancel this out as such, yeah, and what you get is you may write this as limit extending to alpha plus 2 is fine. What you may do is e to the power root alpha you may take common, this denominator of denominator will go in numerator, so you get e to the power root x minus root alpha minus 1 divided by root x minus root alpha, and what all remains, e to the power root x will come in denominator here, and this 2 also remains, yeah. So here if you see carefully, this expression e to the power something becoming 0 minus 1 by the same expression which is becoming 0, in limiting sense will go to 1, and e to the power root x will go for e to the power root alpha as x tends to alpha plus. So this and this will cancel out, and what you get is essentially 2. So here what you are getting is, you are getting the overall value to be f of 2, because 2 multiplied by this whole thing, which is essentially 1, remains. Now what about f of 2? It is sine pi times 2 by 12, which is pi by 6, so it is half. So your answer is 0.5. Thanks for listening, stay tuned.